I'm doing what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using just a muck. This one's taking a little while because Agatha's just giving me trouble. But every once in a while when I do these runs, since I do so many, sometimes I find these little glitches. So I'm just posting for documentation in case somebody ever needs this. But I've used Substitute and Mimic. Now watch the Gengar. It says Gengar took damage. Gengar Substitute broke. Then it does a little fall animation and comes right back. So kind of cool. Thank you. Pokemon Red and Blue Mimic glitch. I was doing what was the lowest level I could beat the game with the Tauros. So Gengar comes out and I'm going to use Mimic. Now the Gengar switches to a Golbat. I use Mimic. I was trying to take Nightshade. I take Confuse right now. Look, you see the name Gengar and the picture disappears and then it goes back to Golbat and then I still have Mimic. So pretty interesting that happened. That did also happen in my Seadra run, so it will happen every time the Gengar swaps out. And then usually she swaps into Golbat if she's going to swap out. And then if you use Mimic while they're swapping out. So pretty cool, just uploading it for documentation in case somebody needs it. So this is a glitch I've never seen before. I was doing my Tauros run to see what the lowest level I could beat it at with. So I call it the Gary Recover / Mimic Health Glitch. So watch what happens. Alakazam comes out. I Mimic Recover, but it's going to side beam me first. And then my Mimic goes, I pick Recover, and then look at my health. It just shoots up like I used Recover. Everything else I think is in working order, but then look, it dropped right back down. So just kind of interesting to see that happen. I'm doing these runs a whole bunch, so I run into some odd stuff, so I'm just posting it for documentation in case somebody needs it. So I'm just posting these glitches I come across just for document's sake in case somebody ever needs them in the future. But you're going to notice Pidgeot will end up going for Sky Attack. I'm bringing the HP down low. So Sky Attack, I do an Ice Beam, leaves Pidgeot with the Sliver. Well, guess what? Blue thinks he's going to use a full restore in the middle of charging for a Sky Attack. And then the Sky Attack still works. So I don't know. You tell me. But just posting that for your information. These are two glitches that I ran into while doing my what is the lowest level you can beat Pokemon Red and Blue using a Weezing run. The first one is I use Mimic and then I use Nightshade. Look at my HP, it went up and then it goes right back down. And then the second one is I use Mimic and the Gengar switches out to the Golbat. And I just pick to Mimic Confuse Ray and the Golbat sprite disappears. So I'm just uploading these for documentation's sake. Also, if you know my levels, I do want you to notice that I did try to beat Agatha at much lower levels, but they just weren't working. And also, sorry, fantasy football season's here, so I'm getting notifications. I'm going to have to turn those off. But just documentation, thank you.